All right, here we go. Texas versus Surge. Seattle versus Optic. Let's find out who gets better technically. At the moment, we're going to see Optic on the slightly less preferred side. Most teams want to stay, battle for P1 and hold those P2 spawns, but shotzzy loves a bit of water play.
And shotzzy typically on this map dropping over about a 1.15. He's always the guy looking for those routes for this team. Did a good job at that up against Florida beforehand. Seattle Surge resolute so far. Plenty of those have been coming through as well. Ghosty with a team kill. Huke will find one on Spread, but it's decent time for Optic Texas to kick things off on P1. Accuracy answering back. For Surge, that's not too bad. 20 seconds to go here on P1. We've got P2 control.
One of the biggest things here is that realistically Surge are never going to hold this very long. They've backed up with their players. They're going to be outnumbered. For Texas, it's about time. Optic will soak every single second they can out of it. We know P2's a hard break, but the Navy SEALs are in attendance. They are sending their front man, their speed, all the way around the water. And Seattle, do they have the bodies and the guns to take them down?
Shotzzy with the first one, so that might just open things up here. Ghosty will find a second. Mac needs to find something, as Dashy will find another clean break for Optic Texas. Worst case scenario for Seattle Surge. You let a lot of time leak over towards P1 to lock this down, and you lose it immediately.
Turns out Optic were big game players. Seattle Surge really let that one slip as well. They should have realized the water route was coming in, but they went too passive, they went too far back, and Optic continue to milk every single second out of this P2. And for Seattle Surge, all that you sacrificed has come to naught because the rotation is lost, and maybe the next one too. Look at the mini-map.
Some good scrap time coming in here for Surge. If we go over to what's going to happen over towards the other side of the map, though. shotzzy is taking his time, as Ghosty will find two. shotzzy surviving on this rotation. I feel like he had the opportunity for a gunfight, but he's just waiting for the rest of the team to get over. Spawn out there for Surge as well. It's a healthy lead for Optic Texas.
Here he goes. Optic speed demon himself. The master of movement. The maestro of finding the gap, and he finds the first and gets straight back out of it. Get movement all the way around. And shotzzy just causes problems everywhere he goes. Optic kicking this one into high gear already today.
And I was going to mention before we got over here, Optic Texas not having a lot of luck when it does come down to breaking P3, but immediately the doors are bust wide open. Optic Texas now in a prime position to get some good time here. You've got Surge towards the back, the kills just about going the way of Surge though. Mac and Pred holding tight.
At this point, Seattle Surge are going to have to either up the tempo or try to stop Optics. You can see them still battling around this point. The spawn will go to Optic, but obviously it's bad spawn for this next rotation.
Exactly, I was just about to mention Surge flipped that quite nicely. Yes, okay, some time starting to go over towards the side of Optic Texas. They will take every single second they can possibly get. And it's one spawn out for Surge. But crucially, the rotation does belong to the Seattle side. Look towards the scoreboard so far. Accuracy with a nice start for the AR. He's going to have to lock down some good time for his team here.
Here he goes. shotzzy the seal. The man in the water. Again, he keeps finding the routes. He's staying alive. And this time, Seattle Surge cannot afford to let it slip. Last time they had P2, but huke has joined him. Erupting from the water again with his teammates in Optic. They find the break again. Seattle Surge hold nothing against them. They have broken through. They have won the gunfight. They will take the time as their prize. And the same old story, Seattle Surge are going to have to put some pressure on and hit the rotation again.
And that whole percentage for Surge is just suffering massively now. Optic Texas, that's 3 breaks in a row. Seattle Surge need to lock themselves in here. That's been great time for the side of Optic Texas. Surge though, for all that they have been broken multiple times, you're not that far away considering how dominant Optic have been in terms of finding these breaks. shotzzy's been massively influential. We were talking about in the green room today. He looks like he's on fire as we head into the later stages of this tournament. shotzzy now trying to find another break.
Eventually gets shut down, but you can see Optic keep putting the pressure through. Dashy and huke are going to be here as well. Mac gets gunned down, but the trades eventually go to Seattle. They don't have the bodies. The spawns are towards the back. Optic try to reinforce. And they just keep playing through the water. They're very good at here on hydra.
Whoa.
Almost got a little bit too naughty, but Pred converts.
Ball spraying out for Pred. Starting to heat up just a little bit, and this is crucial time for Surge now. Because the manner of how they've lost a lot of these hills has not really been working out in their favor. Beautiful breaks coming in for Optic Texas, but sloppy play from Surge. Going to be broken again, but only for 20 seconds or so. Last time around, when we were over towards P1 for the first time, Seattle Surge locked down this P2 rotation. They locked in some decent time if you're Optic Texas at P1, but already, the spikes that are going to go down towards P2. are going to start ongoing. Keep an eye on shotzzy and what he's been doing. He's been doing every single hill, and that's getting behind Surge.
But surely, Surge have got to recognise this at some point. Hey, we haven't seen shotzzy now. Eventually, Simp will see him. This man is entering his flow state. First set of rotations, he's only died 5 times. They still can't catch him. He's slippery. He's here. He's gone eventually, though. But Optic won't get the spawn off the back of it. What they have done is got the time. They push Seattle back once again, and it keeps getting further away.
And if you can't get P2 spawns, well, let's just try and get as much time as we can on P1. Seattle have just about rebuffed that idea for the side of Optic Texas. Dashy with one onto the point, looking to try and scrap in the middle of the map. Gunfight's going to go on towards Ruins. Pred with an important gunfight his way. shotzzy already on the routes, but it's not too bad for Optic. Yeah, okay, you don't have P2 rotation. Seattle had this last time around, but remember what happened. Every single time Optic Texas have broke Seattle. Can they do it again?
This time they call it. Swimming shotzzy eventually figured out here. They'll probably commit to it again. But this is everything now for Surge. Last time around, they set up a P2. They lost it so fast. Optic have a dominant lead at this point in the game. Seattle must hold the door. They must hold the fortress. Let's find if they can do it for the Seattle Surge. Listen in.
Top go weak. Back. One shot. Back. He's sitting for time. Close time. Fuck. Close time. Watch out. No trophy on time, guys. Nate.
I'm rotating. That's all you guys.
One shot front.
I spawned you. They're all over you.
Yeah, one's gonna be on new though. One gonna P3 spawn.
He's top new. He's top new. Top new on the plat.
Kyler's going around the back.
Okay.
Oh no, one shot, Ghosty. He
pushed backstairs, Kyler, one shot. Back gen. He's on the gen, one bullet in green. He went in green, okay?
I'll go through that forward.
Alright. I spawned here. One's green still.
One more.
Kyler's the guy green.
Yeah, he's inside green. Front door. He's front cubby, Ghosty. I'm flanking the guy green.
Front cubby, watching palm cross.
Where'd he go?
Front door time weak.
Front tools on me.
I'm at the back, we're good.
Okay. I started right. Pause. He can be in the water.
I have the back, guys.
He went swimming. Yeah, one's about to hop up cages. Swimming back. P1 check. I have my front. More cages. One more hop up. Cages at P1 check. Back green. Yes.
In green, Kyler. Backdoor hill, Kyler.
I'm flanking the P1.
Okay. Kyler's backdoor hill.
P1, one shot, top P1. He's hopping up front door now. Going bottom front door. Pipes, bro. Call up pipes.
Front door, one shot dead. Nice.
I don't see him on time. I'm hitting pipes.
I'll stay back. He's in the water on the right.
He's lost of time. He's front left to one pipes.
And Seattle Surge just cannot get that genie back into the bottle. They are being broken every single time they try. They cannot win the gunfights. They cannot hold the rotations. The spawns are theirs, and they're not. They have to find a different gear. Optic Texas in lethal range.
And that's the crazy thing. We talked about Surge. Their hold and break percentage has been phenomenal when it has come down to hydra. Rotations have been great this time, but they've been able to get no holds so far. They've not kept it within touching distance. Optic Texas have been phenomenal. Huke and shotzzy having phenomenal games has been a big reason for that. Looking like some decent time being held by Surge. Optic Texas not far away.
Seattle's going to have to start winning some gunfights. You are correct there, the SMGs.
The play.
Optic Texas have been burning, but Seattle Surge, a breath, a relief here for just a few seconds. Do Optic commit to this? Do they look to take even more scrap time away? The pressure will always be on Seattle at this point. A rotation for Surge may help them get back.
And Optic Texas looking to just try and keep them in here. You can see the setup in the minimap in your bottom left corner. They don't want Surge out of this corner of the map, but 2 gunfights are won by the Seattle boys. Dashy can find one, but Pred on the relocation over towards the next hill. Trying to find the wrap. He's been so influential for this Seattle team. That is pretty much a full 60 over towards P4 for Seattle. Definitely within touching distance now, but Optic Texas, first one's here, over towards Tin. Got to win these next few gunfights.
Optic got deep in this hill. They've got bodies everywhere. Huke staying alive. Eventually will go down to Mac. Fred ready to pounce on the shot. He's looking every single different way, and he's found the kill. Cruise missile for him as well. They have broken through here at this point. Not a kill to be found for Optic. We've seen comebacks already here at the major. Is there another one being born right in front of us?
There's a 100-point difference at one stage in this game. It is still 50, but Seattle Surge have picked up the majority of the time the last 2 hills. Huke now just trying to find her out, but surprise, surprise, accuracy is behind you, holding the spawn down. That's 2 big kills for Lamar. shotzzy trying to find a break himself, but he's the only one from Optic who can answer. 15 seconds to go here on the second rotation of hills. It's all about this transition to P1 in holding down the spawns for P2 if you need it. Seattle Surge are breaking 200. It is going to be a 15-point game by the time we head over towards this third rotation.
P1 and P2 is where Optic has made so many points in this game already. They have the position for it as well. They have a huke, they have a ghosty. This man is gunning and still moving forward. Not quite getting the time away yet. 3 down for it. The spawns may have flipped. It's trouble here for Optic. They have to dig this out now as well. Huke will find the first. Ghosty will find the second and third going forward. They can now bleed P1 for all it's worth.
They can just about win here at P1 as well. Continuing to lock this time in, and the more they get, the harder it gets the Surge to win this game. shotzzy will find 2 of his own though, continuing to lock this time down. Optic Texas, 15 seconds away from the win. Pred has to call this in.
He's called it. He's trying to get that player on the flank as well. There's going to be no trophy there for them. You cannot win it now here if you're Optic, but you have the spawns, the possibility, the chance to end this game on P2.
The opportunity is there. Can Surge find the routes? P2 popping. Optic in control. Optic time on the board. Can Pred find anything? Dashy, shotzzy. They're opening it up. Optic Texas are 10 away from blow 1 up.
And here we go. The guns are banging. The crowd is screaming. It's 5 seconds. It's a mile away from Surge. The first map is falling with accuracy. Tries to jump in, but he can't. And the first blood in this series will go to Optic Texas. They allowed a little bit of a comeback. They allowed the dreams of Seattle Surge to blossom in this game and then brutally put it down. P1, P2 again.
Rotations for Surge, so good the entire game, but couldn't hold a goddamn thing. shotzzy and huke, every single time we're on those rotations for the first 3 quarters of that game, we're finding kill after kill. They were hiding in corners you wouldn't expect and disrupting Surge at every single given opportunity.